Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your friend, Ruben in the spiritual struggle. First of all, I want to thank all of the subscribers that has not subscribed to my channel, but actually unsubscribed to my channel. Because as I keep saying, and I will keep saying it, what I cover here, ladies and gentlemen, is not opinions. It's not some fairy tale knowledge. It's not make-believe. It is reality. That's why I send you the links to prove it to you where America is heading, what America is. Now, if you don't want to be unplugged from the matrix and stay in your take the blue pill and wake up and go about your own life and like nothing happened, then it's up to you. Then yes, thank you for unsubscribing to my channel, because I'm not looking for subscribers. I'm looking for people that when they subscribe to my channel, before they even subscribe to it, to check it out, to do some research. I'm not here to subscribe. See, the truth is not sold. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to ask you for money. I'm here to wake your ass up, because knowledge is where the power is. But then you have to define which knowledge is power. So remember, knowledge is power. So my job here is to give you kind of a perspective in terms of the coronavirus. And not just the coronavirus, but what they have planned. See, because this will pass. But what they have planned is even worse. This is just a beta test to make you subservient to the government. You submit to whatever the government says. Well, you're gonna see what they started doing. They started dragging people. The police is beating people up for not wearing a mask. Are you freaking? This is no longer America, ladies and gentlemen. But then I'm gonna explain to you as to why this evolution of America has come to be. I mean, you gotta look at its leaders. For instance, and I'm gonna put it in the quote in the description. Look what John Adams, okay, the second president here in the United States, which governed from 1797 to 1801. I was the second president of the United States. Look what he said, and boy, I agree with him. And by the way, he was a Masonic, like most presidents in the United States. They belong to the Masonic Lodge, to the Masonic Legions, which is a satanic organization which controls your media, which controls your religions, which control this planet. Not in a cohesive way yet, and that's what they're trying to get at by creating viruses such as this. Viruses have always existed. In fact, we have millions upon millions of viruses in our body. We are a walking virus. But what they have done is they have studied the human body, and they have created bad viruses like the Spanish influenza, which had nothing to do with Spain. But anyway, let's go. Look what John Adams says. Fear is the foundation of most government. I agree with him. Americans are now cooped up in their houses like birds, waiting for the government to tell them when to come out to play, to work. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very, very sad that people have allowed themselves to be controlled in such a way. Well, don't they say that the power is with the people? No, that's a big lie. Why? Because they have psychologically worked, and they have programmed the people. Fear controls people. And as we know, a life in fear is a life half lived. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in such a warped, made up reality. And people have been so much psychologically worked and programmed that it is practically, it has become too much for these distracted societies around the world to even realize what is happening in front of them. And they just give up, giving their freedom, their liberty to government and politicians to resolve the problems that have been created by them, by the government in the first place. Because this is how they have always governed society throughout history. Problems, reaction, solutions. We saw that in the 911. Okay? I mean, they have given us, psychologically, they have given us all kinds of things to save us, they say. Obamacare to save us. The war in Iraq to save America. It's all a lie. And now they created this virus. This has been a pattern of this, the second beast called the United States. Now you may say, well, why are the Mr. Rubin, why are the government giving in to this? Because the government, you said it, I work for the government, I know. The government is part of this. The government is being the problem. Remember those famous words that Ronald Reagan once said? The most scariest words, we are from the government and we are here to help. Some of you are probably too young to remember Ronald Reagan, but he said it. Now, I'm not a Republican or a Democrat or an independent. I don't vote. My kingdom is not this world, ladies and gentlemen. The Bible clearly states not to be part of the political process on this planet, and to follow their traditions, their pagan traditions like Christmas. Happy New Year. Well, has it been a Happy New Year? Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you. Again, the devil's psychologist works this way. He created for you all of these religions, right? Right? Actually, let me read it for you. Okay, so let's keep on going because I digress. Fear is the foundation of most governments, said John Adams, the second Masonic president of the United States, who governed, like I said, from 1797 to 1801, who was on the $1 million bill. Do you know there was such a $1 million bill? Before the 1930s in the United States. And then in the 1930s, they stopped it. But anyways, I really want to emphasize to you how not man, but Satan, the devil, through his disciples, psychologically work you. First, they created religions for you, which came out of the Masonic, Jesuit, Roman, the first beast, the Roman Catholic Church. Okay, they created religion for you. Politics, games, entertainments like sport, music, concerts, Hollywood, your shopping mall. Then they put that away for you. Why? To show you who's in control. and you letting this thing happen like nothing. You know why? Because he loves playing God. He just toying with humanity right now through his disciples. Like I mentioned some of them to you already, but let me do it again. Bill Gates, the Rockefeller, George Soros, Anthony Fauci, who is part of the Corona task force, which works for the president, Dr. Berg. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand this. Don't believe me. Do your research. Okay? Do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that I bring to you here is very serious stuff. Bill Gates is friend with who? With who? World Health Organization. World Health Organization is controlled and works for the United Nations. Anthony Fauci works for who? Is friend with who? Bill Gates and the World Health Organization. Ladies and gentlemen, again, let me repeat it to you once again. Coronavirus is a beta test. It's a beta test for the masses. In fact, and I'm gonna put his quote under the description. Back in 1977, in 1981, the security advisor to Jimmy Carter, who was the president of the United States at that time, was Zbigniew Brzezinski. Mr. Brzezinski said the following. By the way, you may say, well, he was Jimmy Carter's security advisor. All right, so what? He was also the founder of the Trilateral Commission back in 1973 along with the Rockefeller. Here's what he said at one conference. I forgot the year, but here it goes. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. And you know this guy was a Satanist. You know this guy was satanic. I mean, he founded one of the evil organizations that gets world leaders together to talk about business and stuff like that. Ladies and gentlemen, these modern times that we're living in is the devil's dream. Are you part of the devil's dream? Are you victims of the devil's dream? This is his word. This is his time. Are you going to go along with his game? Or are you going to stand your ground and leave everything in the hands of your Creator? Obviously, most people have given in. They stay cooked up and they have become snitches because the government have told them, hey, you have to be snitching. Snitch on your neighbor if he's not abiding by the rules that we have. So the government is, and it's good for, and this is one of the proof. There's so many of them, countless of them, proofs in many instances where the government, they love, I just told you, fear, putting fear in people's hearts and minds. Well, the government of this earth love when people go against each other and they hate each other. Okay? By snitching on each other. And you may say, well, Ruben, how come people have become so easy to manipulate? Well, because again, I told you, politicians exploit people's emotions. Religious leaders exploit people's emotions. People, the human mind is enmity against God. Okay? And please allow me to tell you that God's people has always been the price of these devils. Our faith is going to be tested in this time. But do not be afraid. If God is with you, who can be against you? Now listen. So the devil has created religions and all of these things, and now he's pulling them away from people to show you that he is the boss. Now, how are people going to react to this? Easy. People are going to commit suicide. The suicide rate is going to go up, which they consider that, what they call it, human sacrifices to the Satan God. Remember, Satan has always, throughout history, he did it in the Mayan civilization and the Aztec Empire. He has always asked for blood, human sacrifice. Okay? He doesn't ask for animals. He asks, so now it's a bloody time. The Ripper has come home to roost. And this earth is his home. Coronavirus, it is such a sham. It is unbelievable. In fact, let me just tell you one thing before I close here. In the last briefing from the coronavirus task force, Dr. Birch was asked a question about the death statistic. And right in front of the whole world, in front of the president, the vice president, in front of everybody, she said that yes. We are putting, she actually admitting, for every death, that's why the statistics are so high, for every people that are dying, regardless of what they died of, we are putting in the paper, in the data, that the cause is coronavirus. And you mean Donald Trump, you mean to tell me that Donald Trump is in part of this? Because if I would have been Trump and I would have heard that from that lady, I would have fired her on the spot. Say, get away, get out of here. Next doctor. Or let's do without her. Let's keep going. And Anthony Fauci, he should be in jail. That man has violated all kinds of rules. He's laughing, but in fact, that's why when you see him talk, have you seen that smirk on his face? He's having fun through all of this. While people are dying. So please be my guest, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to tell you the truth. If you want to unsubscribe to my channel, please keep on doing it. Because all I'm interested is in only keeping one or two. Even if I only keep one, I'm going to keep on preaching this gospel, which means knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Okay? So the whole world is deceived under this garbage. I'm going to send you at least maybe 3 or 4 links, maybe 3. Please pay close attention to them. So now the police, you're going to see in all the media, in the mainstream media, which is controlled by Big Pharma, you're going to see in the media that, hey, the police, is coming after religion or after religious leaders or whatever. It's all done by design to work you psychologically, ladies and gentlemen. Because religion, remember, religion and government are birth of the, what they say, that old saying, birds of a feather will always flock together. It's all the same. Because remember, ask yourself this question. What has religion done to wake the masses up? Really wake them up? Zero. None. In fact, it's the opposite. They have blinded the masses. In fact, the Roman Catholic Church is calling back all the Protestant churches. He had a meeting with the Shiite leader. I forgot his name. He's bringing all the religions together. Because soon, it's going to be only one religion. Are you going to be part of it? Are you going to be accepting the mark of the beast? It's a question that I have for you. Whether you want to believe it or not, it doesn't matter. In fact, on May 14, the Pope has got a meeting with world business leaders and education leaders to talk about education. Really? You're going to believe that too, right? Just like you believe in the coronavirus lie. I'm here to tell you the truth, and I'm here to prove it to you. The death statistics are there to scare you. All the diseases disappear. Miraculously, no cancer, no heart attack, leukemia, you name it. I will not get tired of saying that. All the diseases have miraculously disappeared. People are only dying from the coronavirus. And you know why they're doing that? Because they know they don't have nothing. They know that coronavirus is a common cold, a severe case of coughing. That's all. And it's like flu season. It's less lethal than the flu season. But they have run away with this. They have painted you this picture. You have run away with this. You have believed this lie. So, oh, we need more masks, Mr. Governor. Mr. Governor, we need more of this. And the CIA is going along with this. The president is going along with it. If you are Donald Trump supporter, answer me this question. Why hasn't he said anything about what Dr. Bird admitted in front of the whole world? That they're manipulating the numbers. That all the deaths, especially in New York and New Jersey, have been contributed to what? You go with a toothache. I have a toothache. Oh, we gotta test you. All right. Then they give you this dirty thing they test you with. Oops, you got the virus. And that's exactly what the vaccine is gonna do, which is what? 18 months. Isn't that exactly what they said on the simulation, which was run on October 18, 2019, called Event 201? Didn't they say that, oh, in 18 months, 65 million people or 10 million people, 65 million could die from this pandemic? It's a simulation. Lo and behold, the simulation came, and now they're talking about a vaccine which is 18 months away, which is a lie. Because they already have one. And I'm going to say one more thing, and that's it. Another reason why the numbers are so deceiving, okay, they're a bunch of lies, is that when somebody dies, usually they give you 2 months for you to claim the body. They're only giving you 2 weeks. Because they gotta prop up the numbers. They gotta pump up the volume to bring fear into people's heart, and it is working brilliantly. Good job. In Philadelphia, they're dragging people off buses unless they're wearing a mask. When the reality is that wearing a mask will not prevent you from getting anything, because if it's an airborne, if viruses were airborne, everybody would be dead. I would be dead right now. Well, I would have been dead. Well, I couldn't be dead because I'm God's soldier. God decides when I'm going to die, not the devil. The devil is going to decide when people die. All those people that are following all these guidelines and all of these games, you are falling. You are asking for it. May God bless you. And please, if you subscribe to my channel, please, because we are living in perilous times in these last days where God is about to come to this earth and send his son. If you subscribe, make sure what this channel is all about. This is no joke. I don't ask you for anything. Okay? I'm not here to ask you for anything. I'm only asking you to listen to the truth. To stay away from the news media. And if you do, you gotta have a mind to analyze and see the hypocrisy in them and the game that they play with you. In fact, check out Operation Mockingbird. Go on the internet, go on YouTube and check it out. They have lied to us. We live in a world that is lying to us. Even ISIS was created by Brzezinski back in the 1980s. But they tell you, oh, ISIS this. Now we have the coronavirus. See how they play? 9/11, the same thing. They create, they watch for your reaction, then they come with the solutions to take your freedom away.